Hey, Christine.
Hey, Casey.
Hello. All right, give me a minute here. I'm going to try to go live on Facebook here. Or that's working. Hey, good morning, Allie. Welcome. All right, I hope technology is behaving. All right, looks like we're good. We're just going to give it a few minutes. Thank you for being early, those of you that joined early. Hope everyone had a nice long weekend. If you're just joining, we will begin in about 1 minute. Just going to give people a chance to connect. All right, everyone, looks like we got, let's give it just maybe another 30 seconds here. See some people joining in here at the last minute. Okay, I think we're gonna get started. So good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Top Producer X Update. So what I wanted to do today was actually it's going to be a little bit of a shorter session. I just want to kind of give you the inside scoop on what to expect this month in terms of product releases to the Top Producer X platform. We've kind of shared a little bit of tidbits over the last few weeks of things we're working on. Wanted to kind of recap those things, also recap some recent releases that we've had, and then kind of set some, guidance moving forward. So what you kind of expect over the next, specifically around June timeframe. So I expect this session to be relatively short in terms of my prepared content, and then we'll move it over to you, the viewers, where you can ask me any questions related to Top Producer. If you're joining on Facebook, you can just type in the chat with any questions you do have. And if you're joining live on Zoom, you can also just type in the chat there as well, and I will try and answer questions for both. With that being said, we will get started. So the first thing I wanted to just recap was releases over the last couple of weeks. One is related to transactions, where, for many of you, you want to start your transaction process before the property is on the MLS. And so what we did is we added a new status to the transaction management component of Top Producer X, where you can now create that transaction in advance of it actually being on the MLS and active on the MLS. So that's something new as well. And then also a reminder that for those of you that use Top Producer Pro / Market Snapshot, you now have insights, extremely valuable insights into how your database is engaging with all of the different just listed alerts, sold alerts, price change alerts, and actually be able to see that. So in the past, for those of you that have been on Market Snapshot for a long time, you have all these alerts going out, but you've never really been able to see how your database is engaging with that. And I'm just going to show that one really quickly in my live account. So just a reminder on this one, if you are inside of Top Producer X and you go under snapshots, you will have a new tab here called listing alerts. And this is where you can now see all of the alerts that have been opened by your clients. Like right now, I can see all of my buyers. So Dennis here and Carrie, they're actively looking at this one property. There's two properties they're actively looking at, 990 Toronto Drive, and also really interested in this one that both of them are recently sold. So you now have this insight into what properties and what data your buyers, sellers, homeowners sphere is engaging with. So that was a release out a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, highly recommend you log into Top Producer X, click on snapshots, and then click on listing alerts. So that's kind of what's kind of happened in the last couple of weeks. So what can you expect in June? So it's June 2nd. So here's what you can expect. Oh, another one too, actually, sorry, one more before I jump too far ahead. One other one related to transaction management. So for those of you that are managing all your transactions, you are now able to actually track your ROI based on source. So let's use an example. Let's say you invest in leads from abc.com, you get a lead from abc.com, it converts into a transaction that you manage in Top Producer. You can now look at your ROI by different sources of your business. So you can look at it from referrals, you can look at it by your website, lead sources that you have. As you filter transactions by source, it will also adjust the commission amounts related to that. So now you can really track, like, okay, if I'm spending $10,000 on online leads, what is my return on investment? So Top Producer can actually help you answer that now. Makes it extremely easy to be honest, track that lead to close, and then look at your ROI by channel. So something new as well that came out last week. Okay, I promise you now I'm going to talk about what's coming. So and again, if you have any questions about that, feel free to type in the chat. Happy to answer as we go through today. So okay, so what to expect in June. First one is for those of you that are teams. One of the things that is coming to Top Producer X is just the ability to manage your team more effectively and manage accounts related to your team. So coming soon, you'll be able to create teams, set permissions, and also filter leads and contact lists and things like that by team member. So that does not exist today in Top Producer X. So if those of you that are part of teams, you will have access to that functionality very, very soon. And also in the contact list, as you're looking through, we talked about leads, you'll be able to quickly see who those leads are assigned to within your team, who's working them, and look at any of the data related to that. So something really, really important, we do have a bunch of people, large, section of our customer base that are all teams. So this is relevant to you and something that we're happy to release very, very soon. My expectation is you'll see this very early next week. The next one is the ability to create templates. So, today we give you a series of email templates that are pre-written by us that we provide to you. And there's maybe 20, 25, 30, I don't know the exact amount. Not that it really matters, but we do provide you a bunch of email templates. Coming as well early next week is you are going to be able to actually manage a template library, create your own template library, create your own emails. And this is kind of the precursor to the next thing I'm going to talk about. So today you kind of have our templates that you can edit, update, but they're not saved, right? Now you're gonna be able to take ours, customize them, you can create your own, and basically build out a library of emails that you use on a regular basis as part of your follow-up and your cadence with your database. So this is gonna be coming very early next week. This is kind of a very important step because this is a precursor to a very substantial update coming later this month, which is the ability to have automated emails. So this is obviously the biggest request we have for Top Producer X is the ability to have drip email. I hate to use the word drip because we should never drip on people, but I'm going to use it automated emails where they're part of a sequence of events on how you might, your program for how you follow up with leads, past clients, where you might have a preset series of emails that you want to go out over, a certain period of time. For us to do that, you need to be able to also create your own emails. And so the precursor is the email templates, which will follow up very quickly with automated emails, which then also is very fast follow for mass email. So the ability to actually mass email out of Top Producer X to your database. So these are all kind of the plans. So just kind of recap really quickly. The first one is team support is coming very, very soon for Top Producer X. There's some more enhancements for those of you that are part of team. That's coming early next week. The all new template library where you're gonna be able to create your own kind of templates. And then that is gonna lead to kind of the end of closer to end of month, which is what you're gonna have the automated emails as part of your drip campaigns or workflows, whatever you wanna call it. I'm gonna use the word workflows, sounds a little bit nicer. And then that's followed with mass email. So that's the plan, and that is the plan. But as everyone should know, with product development, sometimes things don't go as planned. But that's kind of what you should expect. When you think about when we look at what you should expect from Top Producer this month, those are kind of the big items that we expect. There's always other smaller things that come out with releases, fixes, bug fixes, little small improvements here and there. But in terms of big things, this is what you can expect. So what I want to do is I just want to pause and just open it up for any questions related to any of the content that I have prepared. So it could be related to past releases, could be related to current releases, up to you. If you have a question, you can type it in the chat on either Zoom if you're attending on Zoom or in Facebook, and I'll pause for a minute. All right, if I don't see any questions, the last thing also just wanted to recap, there is always so much going on when it comes to, the evolution of Top Producer X. The one thing that really helps us though is your feedback. A lot of the stuff that we have released over the last, 6-7 months, even from the beginning, has been based on your feedback. We heard you loud and clear about we need a coming soon status in the transaction management. We heard you loud and clear that you want to be able to filter and look at your ROI by source. So the one thing I want everyone to know is we are listening and we do hear you. I can't promise you that everything you recommend or ask for is going to get built, but the one thing that you should know is we are listening and we have implemented a ton of feedback from our customers. And there's I just want to make sure that you know that. So keep the feedback coming. And I just wanted to kind of just remind everyone that we are listening. I see a question that popped up on the Facebook chat. So Debbie says it would be nice to have a button on the dashboard that shows that there's incoming email or text from one of your contacts. Debbie, I 100% agree with that recommendation. And it definitely is one of the items on our list. Basically what you're asking for is a notification, which I agree. So good feedback, Debbie. Thank you. Just double checking here. And any other questions, feedback? Just a reminder, if you have any questions or need help with any of the stuff that we've reviewed today, we are always available to you. You can chat with us on our live chat platform. You can connect with us over the phone, or you can also email learnmore@topproducer.com. We'll stay tuned. For next week, we will be taking a break from our weekly event, and then we're going to return on the 16th of June with a special event based around lead conversion strategy. So we're going to share with you a bunch of strategies around how you can convert more leads, improve your conversion. So so something to look forward to. Other than that, I'm just going to wrap up here in a minute. Let's see if there's any last minute questions. And if not, we can wrap up little early today, which is always great. So be respectful of everyone's time. Debbie says also when enter coming soon, the MLS does not appear. So Debbie, I am not a subject matter expert on that, but something that we will follow up with you on, or I'll have someone look into. Thank you for that. I think I know what you're saying, but I will double check. So thank you for that. All right, everyone. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us this morning. I hope you like what the plan is for June. If you join late, this session is recorded and will be available to you live on our Facebook page. So you just got to wait a little bit for the system to process it. But if you joined late or missed some of the stuff we covered today, it will be available to rewatch on our Facebook page, and that should be available sometime this afternoon. Other than that, everyone, have a great rest of your week, and thank you. Take care.